Right, so I'm back, and this time I'm going to be predicting the Women's World Cup semi-finals because, wow, what a round of quarterfinals we just had. All 4 games were absolutely amazing. I'm going to go into a little bit of depth for each one and then describe to you my prediction for the upcoming semifinals. There's only 2 matches to talk about, as it's Spain versus Sweden and Australia versus England. It's going to be very close matches, just like the quarterfinals. But let's get into the first matchup and see how the semifinalists did in their respective quarterfinal match. So, in the first match, we have Spain versus Sweden. Obviously, I'm repping the Spain kit because I have been rooting for Spain the entire World Cup, and they have been very excellent in this entire World Cup, apart from one little slip up against Japan in their group where they lost 4-0. And the team that knocked out Japan is the team that they're facing, which is Sweden. Sweden also had a very fantastic World Cup, doing so well, making it all the way to the semifinals, deservedly so, just alongside Spain. Speaking of Spain though, they faced the Netherlands, a very tough opponent in the quarterfinal match, in which they were able to succeed a 2-1 victory after extra time, in which the game was stuck at 0-0 up until the 81st minute, in which Mariona was able to secure a penalty and score the penalty up against the Dutch goalkeeper in the 81st minute. Meanwhile, in the 91st minute, the Dutch center back, the experienced Dutch center back that caused the penalty and made a few slight other errors, was able to get the equalizer before the full-time whistle and extended the game up until extra time. And in extra time, we saw a late winner by the 19-year-old winger from Spain, Salma. Salma has been absolutely excellent, becoming a starter for the Spain national side. Not only that, but playing so well at this World Cup, and overall just becoming a starlet for Spain. And hopefully she keeps playing for Spain and a few other great teams for clubs, because she is a world-class talent and she will definitely go on to do great things and maybe even win a Ballon d'Or at some point. But anyways, in this quarterfinal match where Spain beat out Netherlands, it was a very tough match that went all the way to extra time. It was a very tough match. Spain and Netherlands both did not take full advantage of all the chances that they got for themselves, but Spain was just a little more effective. Salma came up clutch in the final minutes, and alongside some other great players. Moving on to Spain's opponents, we saw Sweden take on Japan. Now, Japan have been an underdog who have been playing absolutely excellently and had not lost a single game in this entire World Cup. They even destroyed Spain 4-0 in the group stage, as I've mentioned multiple times before, but Sweden have also been on an incredible run in which they absolutely dominated the first half up against Japan and even got a second goal towards the beginning of the second half, but Japan turned it on towards the back end of the second half, and despite losing 2-0 towards the end of the second half, Japan turned it on and were able to create more chances, get more scoring opportunities, even got a penalty in which it was unfortunately missed as it hit the crossbar and did not cross the line. But then they got a 87th minute free kick that nearly crossed the line yet again, but it of course did not. It was just so unlucky for Japan. But then a few seconds later, they were able to score a goal in the 87th minute, but unfortunately it was just a little too late, despite of all the efforts that Japan was making towards the end of the game. They were unfortunately knocked out by Sweden by a 2-1 victory to the European side. But congratulations, Japan, you did such an amazing job. But also congratulations to Sweden. Amazing job with scoring all those goals, scoring those 2 goals up against Japan, and just overall playing such a great game. It was a very tough match for these two, and Sweden just came out on top. Unfortunate for Japan, but very good job on Sweden. As for my prediction between Spain and Sweden, this is very tough, and I definitely see this game going all the way to penalties, because these two teams are fantastic teams that deserve to be in the semifinal, deserve to be in the final, even deserve to win the entire thing. And I know I'm wearing the Spain jersey, but Sweden impressed me. They definitely impressed me. Up against Japan, they were excellent. They did let loose a few chances, but their goalkeeper is absolutely amazing. Their forwards actually impressed me a lot. I did not expect that much from them, but Rolfo, I forgot that she played for Sweden. She was an amazing player for up against Japan, and I think I'm going to go for a Spain victory, just very narrowly. I think it's going to go all the way to penalties, because there's been a lot of penalty shootouts in this World Cup, and I think it's going to be very close. I think after extra time it's going to be 2-2, and they're going to go all the way to penalties, and Spain is going to win maybe 5-4 or something like that. We will see. But that is my prediction for the semifinals. Moving on to the other semifinal that we have coming up for this Women's World Cup, it's Australia versus England. Now, we saw England face off against Colombia in the quarterfinals, and England were absolutely amazing in this game. But Colombia were also excellent. They got the lead towards the end of the first half, but then just before the first half ended, there was actually a little bit of a slip up from the Colombian goalkeeper, which led to an English goal just on the last minute of the first half, which meant that they were going into the half 1-1. And now it was all to play for the second half, and England played Colombia a little bit out the park. Colombia did not let up, but England were just a little bit more superior. Alessia Russo was an amazing player who led the line for England and was able to get the winning goal up against Colombia, although Colombia did try their best to get an equalizer or even get a few more goals because they were really good. But England did a fantastic job to be able to knock out such a powerhouse in Colombia. So congratulations to Colombia making it that far, but congratulations to England to making it all the way to the semifinals. Fully deserved. Now moving on to one of the most chaotic games that I've ever seen. It was a 0-0 draw between Australia and France, where I predicted Australia to go through because of their home field advantage, but they went all the way to penalties in one of the craziest penalty shootouts I have ever seen, in which we saw a VAR decision rule out a penalty that was saved, but then that same penalty taken by the same French player was saved yet again by the Australian goalkeeper, and it was just absolute chaos because after she saved that penalty, she had the opportunity to win the game for Australia and take them into the semifinals. The same goalkeeper who made a few saves already in this penalty shootout, she was decided to take the penalty. She had decided to take the winning penalty. She took it and she hits the bar. She hits the post, and it was absolute chaos. I think the penalty shootout went all the way to 7-6, in which Australia won. It was so amazing. So many penalty saves, a few post hits, a VAR decision, and the goalkeeper took a penalty, which unfortunately she did not get the winning penalty. She could have won the penalty. She could have won the penalty shootout with her goal. That is beating Arnold, that is, but still, also full merit to France. They played a fantastic game in the penalty shootout. They were also excellent. The French goalkeeper was also on her day, but the support from the Australian fans was just so overwhelming, and probably it got into the French's heads, or maybe Australia were just too, empowered, too passionate with their home fans, with all their fans in the stands rooting for them to make it all the way to the semifinals. So congratulations to Australia making it through. But let's get on to my prediction. So in the second semifinal, we see Australia versus England, and both teams fully deserve to be here. And oh my goodness, I just haven't seen enough goals from Australia. That is one thing that I am fearing for Australia. But if Sam Kerr is able to play at least about 45 minutes, I think they have a potential to actually score a few goals up against England. But do not count England out just yet, because Alessia Russo is a fantastic player who leads the line for England and does a fantastic job in getting them forward and getting goals for England. So it's going to be a very tough match that I think will be decided in extra time, and I think Australia will just barely get the victory. I think it'll be a last minute 2-1 victory where Sam Kerr gets the winning goal in extra time. Maybe the 110th minute, I'm predicting that Sam Kerr gets the goal up against England. It's going to be such a tough match because both teams are excellent. They both deserve to win the entire thing, but who knows? I could be completely wrong, but we will see. I think Australia just have so much momentum. They have their home fans, and I think they can possibly do it and win the World Cup on their home soil. But who knows? We will see. So those were my semifinals predictions for the Women's World Cup. I know I went a little bit of a rant for each game, but I was just so impressed by this game. So really, if you have the opportunity, please watch these games. These are such amazing games with so much passion, so many amazing players. Please watch these games. I wish I could learn more about them, and I wish I could watch all of these. If they weren't so late, I would definitely watch most, if not all of these games. These semifinals, I'm gonna try my best to watch them. I know they are quite late, but I will try my best to watch these games. You should too, because it's an amazing tournament. So many great players, so much great quality in the goals and just saves and plays. It's insane. You should definitely tune in. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and lates.